Well. So I thought I was going to find my soulmate tonight at the Oklahoma hotel bar. Guess what? I did not. So I sat down. There was like so many men, like probably like 50. And I was like on my laptop, like trying to look like, diligent, like, okay, doing my thing. Not one man like looked my way. And I like looked up and was like, okay, Dana, close your laptop. Like, don't look like preoccupied. They might think that you're busy and they won't approach you. And so I did that. And then I was like, like just sitting there with my glass of wine. I like probably had like 16 glasses of wine, just like trying this like theory out. Just kidding. But I had a couple. Nothing. And I like looked like open for like business, nothing. And then I was like, well, maybe there's like rings. I'm trying to like eliminate every excuse other than like, I don't want to be a victim here, but like I'm fucking not the one to be approached because maybe it could be my looks. And yesterday, like I got more looks from guys and I thought maybe, okay, I had straight hair yesterday and I didn't have this like oversized like sweater, but I have on leather pants and panda dunks. I mean, come on. And I guess this is like God saying like, hey honey, your man ain't in Oklahoma. And I knew this all along, but like, damn, rejection wound like coming in hot. But that would be getting in the way of my like takeout fried green beans and my Pamela Anderson documentary that I've been needing to finish. So thank God that I didn't get approached by any man.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be covering a video from Hadan on modern women hitting the wall. And guys, one of the funniest kinds of videos that you'll find on the internet is girls who reach 35 years of age and then they start to realize that the attention from men is drying up. Shout out to these 50-year-old men that she was talking about in this venue, just not looking her way at all. But guys, before we jump into today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to Hadan, the creator of today's compilation. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the pinned comment, guys, so make sure to show him some support for putting together today's awfulness for us to go through. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Y'all, this guy insulted me this morning and then had the nerve to ask for my phone number. Let me tell you about it. So I wake up this morning to an Instagram notification that I had a message. I don't ever use Instagram. It's just not my thing. I literally don't understand it. I don't take enough pictures to even like have it be applicable to my life anyways. So I'm not really big on Instagram.
I don't believe it. The fact that you're sitting here recording a TikTok of yourself talking about your relationships with men tells me that you are familiar with social media. Guys, what it really is it boils down to, it's just all about attention. What kind of attention can I get from other people? And she has her Instagram DMs, so she knows how to use the application.
Anyway, so I checked this message and it's from this guy that I had hooked up with. We had like gone on, like, I mean, we had met like a few times, and this was back in like September, October, so it's been a while. And maybe a month or so ago, I had texted him and was like, hey, how are you? Like, how's life? Just checking in, whatever. I wasn't in a stage of my life to want to date. He wasn't either, but he was really, really cool.
She was hoping that she could get him to commit to her. Guys, this kind of stuff is like, I pity some of these people, man. Well, I don't have empathy for their situations. I just kind of feel pity, right? Because she's sitting here even now lying to herself, saying, oh, I don't want anything from the guy. I wasn't really at a stage in my life where I was looking for a relationship, but she's the one chasing him up. And notice how it's not like, oh, we hung out. It's not like they had dates or anything, by the way, guys. This was literally just a casual fling. But it's funny, girls will always kind of cope their way out and say things like, oh, I wasn't really looking for a relationship, blah blah blah, but typically a lot of them are hitting up the dudes who don't want to have a relationship with them for a relationship.
I was just saying hi. I've had a lot of free time. I'm off work because I have these things on. So he messages me and he's like, hey, how are you? You crossed my mind. And I was like, yeah, weird. I texted you like a few weeks ago and you never responded. And he answered, yeah, I was studying for a really important test and didn't need any distractions. Excuse me? Did you just fucking low-key insult me and call me a distraction? So I was like, wow, okay. And he was like, well, why don't you text me now? And I was like, what?
Crazy how this woman is feeling insulted. Like, can you guys imagine, right, if you said this to one of your friends, one of your guy friends, and you said like, oh, sorry, I couldn't get back to you, you know, I was studying for a thing, I didn't need any distractions. I guarantee you 99 out of 100 guys would go, oh, okay, makes sense, no worries, all good. But she takes it like some sort of personal, personal insult. But yeah, the reason why the guy gave you that excuse is because he wasn't interested in talking to you at the time. It really is quite simple. Like, a lot of these girls can't wrap their head around the fact that the dude just doesn't want to talk to them. I don't know why she takes the distraction part personally and as such an insult. That's kind of ridiculous.
He's like, send me your number. And I'm like, you don't even have my number saved? He's like, well, I did have it saved. No. No, I'm not giving you my number. You low-key insulted me. And you have never even saved my number?
I'm sorry, were you expecting him to actually care about you? Were you expecting him to save you into his phone properly? Like, ma'am, you don't even have a relationship with the guy. You barely know him, and you're sitting here acting all insulted. Like, he probably didn't even remember your name, to be honest with you. Probably doesn't even know who you are. And like, I've seen videos where women will say these things and they're like, oh, well, I got to know the guy for 2 minutes first. These guys don't remember anything about you. They don't care. Like, they're not interested in a relationship. They're only interested in having fun. And this girl's like acting indignant. If you want a guy to care about you, maybe you should shoot for some relationships instead. What they do, guys, is they go out, they get with random dudes, and they get with dudes who are out of their league, and then they try and like chase up commitment after the fact. And then they're like, wow, I can't believe he treated me that way. Guess what? You were the one who set the standard.
Like, not happening. Like, what? Anyways, that's why there's so many people single, because that is so insane. Like, why? Anyways, I'm gonna go put my Garmin on. I'm swelling. I took it off to like breathe, but now I'm like looking like a balloon. So yeah, men, if you're gonna try to hit on somebody, at least have saved their number and don't look like an asshole. End of story.
Yeah, guys, treat them like queens. Make sure you save their numbers and remember their names. Because here's the funny thing, right? Is like, women will sit here and say, don't be an a-hole, please remember our names, please care about us, but they'll frequently go back to and chase men who don't care about them at all. Notice how they'll say one thing and then do another. This is why I don't have sympathy for women who cry and say that, like, oh, dudes won't communicate and dudes are such a-holes. The man owes you nothing. The man doesn't owe you attention. He doesn't owe you validation. He doesn't owe you remembering his name. And let's be very clear about this, by the way, guys. These women, they actually don't care about the guy either. It's not as if there's some altruistic individual who's just, floating around looking for love. If she was looking for love, she could have found it a very long time ago.
This is one for all my single people who don't want to spend the day listening to Luke Combs, drinking coffee, and
what is going on here, man? Let's give it a refresh real quick.
myself this morning. Why not think about all of those ridiculous dating stories, which are the reason that actually you're better off on your own? Sorry, slight interlude while I got my sick dog back in the house. So there was the one who told me that he would be the luckiest guy in the world if I lost 2 stone. That was whilst he was inside me. Or we could go straight in with the big one of lived with them for 9 months, only to find out they were married with a child. And yes.
Guys, riddle me this. How does that happen? You live with a man for 9 months and you didn't know he was married with a child. You're either incredibly, how do I say this? You have very low IQ, or you're just lying. One of the two. I'm sorry. You don't live with someone for 9 months and then realize that they're married with a kid. Unless, of course, they're like overseas. But like, women will tell these stories, guys. But they know. Women have like a sense when you have other women in your life, guys. Like they really do. Women will sit there, they will chase men who have a bunch of other women and then act surprised when they come across another woman. You see what I'm saying? I don't have sympathy for girls who are like, man, I didn't know he was married. I didn't know he had a kid. It's ridiculous.
They were using me for a visa. Fortunately, found out. I've had the good old dump her on the 13th of February, try and get back with her on the 15th to not have to buy a present. I don't want a present. I'm sure some of you lot have got ridiculous stories like this too, so please don't get upset today and feel miserable and lonely. Share some of your stories in the comments. Let's just all have a giggle and be happy.
You know what's an exciting prospect for men, guys? Like, girls will come on here and they'll say these stories with their relationships and be like, oh yeah, this guy treated me that way, this guy treated me this way, my dating life sucks, it's terrible, I get with dudes who are married but I didn't know about it, blah blah blah. Like, are we as men supposed to sit here and think to ourselves, wow, I can't wait to wife that up, I can't wait to have a relationship with this woman? Like, some of the stuff that women say on here, like, I don't think they understand just how many men they drive away from them. You know, like how many dudes watch this and go, yeah, look, I made the right decision. I'm not interested.
Share some of yours
now, and whenever I tell people that, they're like, oh my God, why? And so I thought I'd show you some of my Tinder interactions to help explain why.
What's the bet that she cuts out the part where she replies in the messages? That's just a guess, but we'll see.
I'm just going to caveat that this message was from a little while ago when Tinder wasn't just a straight up hookup app. But also, regardless of what app I'm on, I'm always really clear that I'm looking for a long-term relationship, serious dating. Like, nothing in my profile says I'm looking to hook up.
Tinder has always been a hookup application. She's just trying to make herself appear better than she actually is. And the reason why men use you as a hookup, first of all, not all of them would do that. It's just the ones that you want. But second of all, a girl who's 35 plus years of age, a lot of guys are not interested in having a serious relationship with you, especially the ones that you want.
So Alex starts pretty boringly, but, you know, whatever. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. He's like, hey, miss. And I'm like, hey, you. And he responds, dumb, question mark. So by this point, I know that the miss is meaning something completely different altogether, and I cannot be bothered with it this morning. So I respond, the beautiful town in France, what about it? Alex is obviously going to humour me and is like, haha, no. He obviously thinks I'm quite a naive one, so he's going to give me another hint, which is, are you into kink, question mark? Again, it's 7 a.m. I can't be bothered.
You can't be bothered, yet you're continuing to respond to the man. And I'm surprised she's showing her messages. Most girls don't do this. Most of them just say like, oh, look at all these creepy men, and then like neglect to show their own messages. But notice how she's saying she can't be bothered, yet she's sitting here replying to the messages in the first place. Guys, people make these videos. Please understand. These people who make these videos, they're doing it to feel better about themselves. They're doing it to say, hey, look how valuable I am. Like, look at these guys who want to get into a serious relationship with me. It's kind of like they're fishing for the guys that they really want, and they're making little martyrs out of other men.
So I respond with, a short, tight twist or curl caused by a doubling or winding of something upon itself. I like curly hair, sure. At this point, I imagine Alex is sat in his bed like, girl, I just want to get it in. Why are you making this so complicated? So he's like, that's nice. And do you like to dominate? Not today, Alex. Not today. So I respond, the conversation, I mean, sometimes I'm too loud in meetings, but I think I'm a good listener. I've obviously absolutely killed the mood now. So Alex was like, are you enjoying this? I'm like, challenging a bloke to being a dickhead at 7 a.m. Very muchly. And then our love affair was over. And I'm still single. So yeah, there's that.
Couldn't possibly imagine why that might be the case. And guys, like these videos, again, I'm starting to just, you know, really pity these individuals, because it must be a sad existence, because what she's doing is she's trying to make herself look better by using conversations that she's had on hookup applications. And she says that they're not, by the way, guys. Like, she said at the beginning of this that, oh, you know, this was back when Tinder wasn't the way it was. It's always been the way it is, right? Like, she's trying to paint herself in such a nice light.
Yeah, go ahead, mommy.
I just want to share something. I learned this, what you saying, I had to learn this in my 30s. When I was 20 and I was with my kid's father, we have kids together and this and that. I used to choose my friends over him. It wasn't even going out of the country for him to be like, she don't value me. Mm-hmm. He got his all for his wisdom tooth pulled, right? That night he needed me. But my friend said, let's go to TGI Friday. We drinking, I'm finna go TGI Friday. Like, I did not know how important it was for me to be there with him instead of going out with my friends. So that's why I'm saying, like, and in the end, when I left that relationship, left my family and value those friends more, they was not there.
They don't be.
When shit came, when shit hit the fan,
Absolutely.
they wasn't there for
Was
me.
he
So
ever
that's
like
what I'm
that
saying.
Wow, crazy. So this girl threw away her relationship, and this is how a lot of modern women treat men. They just think that, oh, well, I'm just going to get the next guy so I can, you know, treat my current man terribly. I don't have to be there for him. This is something that a lot of men realize, by the way, if you're a guy, okay, and you have something happen to you, like you lose your job or you go through a health issue like this woman describes her man did, a lot of girls will just not stick around for you, especially if it goes on for any long period of time. You know, like if you get hospitalized or something like that, guys, like the amount of stories I've heard where dudes' wives will just drop them when they lose their job and crap like this. It's just absolutely disgusting. But let's continue into the last clip. And this was the clip that played at the beginning of the episode. Let's take a look. Not this one, the next one.
Well. So I thought I was going to find my soulmate tonight at the Oklahoma hotel bar. Guess what? I did not. So I sat down. There was like so many men, like probably like 50. And I was like on my laptop, like trying to look like, diligent, like, okay, doing my thing. Not one man like looked my way.
Okay, so it was like 50 men, not 50-year-old men. I'm such a clown for mishearing that. But shout out to these guys for not looking your way. Notice how it's always an issue, by the way, gentlemen. Like, we'll see these TikToks be made, and the problem is that men aren't giving women attention and men aren't approaching women. I said this, I think, in the last episode, but men are actually... No, men are not only are men not incentivized to approach women, they're actually disincentivized to approach women. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen, for example, those gym videos going around where women will literally, like, record themselves doing something ridiculous in the gym, wearing questionable clothing, and then if a guy glances at them, just be like, oh, wow, look at this creep. Like, there are reasons why men don't talk to women anymore as much. Like, genuinely, there are real reasons. You want to talk about things like false allegations and stuff like this. Like some of the, I can't even say the dude's name because YouTube flags it, I would assume, but Tate, right? Have you guys seen the evidence that's come out of the two women literally conspiring against the guy? Like, women can just make up accusations about you. And to be honest, guys, I think the girls who make up accusations and who lie on people's names should face the same jail time as whatever, accusation that they're making. It is genuinely disgusting.
And I looked up and was like, okay, Dana, close your laptop. Like, don't look like preoccupied. They might think that you're busy and they want to approach you. And so I did that. And then I was like, just sitting there with my glass of wine. I probably had 16 glasses of wine, just trying this theory out. Just kidding. But I had a couple. Nothing. And I looked open for business. Nothing.
Good on these guys, man. Good on these guys. And this is the thing, guys, is these girls who get to this age, it's you can complain about men not approaching you, but chances are you've had men approach you your entire life. So I'm not really sure what the problem is here. Because at any given point in the past, you could have had your relationship, you could have had your Prince Charming, but instead you get to 35 or whatever age this woman is. Again, I can never tell with these videos, but she gets to whatever age she's sitting at now, and now that men are withdrawing their attention, it's a problem. And, she tries to laugh it off and say it's not really an issue by, having a nice attitude about the whole thing. But the fact of the matter is she's sitting here recording a TikTok about it.
And then I was like, well, maybe there's rings. I'm trying to eliminate every excuse other than I don't want to be a victim here, but I'm fucking not the one to be approached because maybe it could be my looks. And yesterday, like, I got more looks from guys, and I thought maybe, okay, I had straight hair yesterday and I didn't have this like oversized like sweater, but I have on leather pants and panda dunks. I mean, come on. And I guess this is like God saying like, hey honey, your man ain't in Oklahoma. And I knew this all along, but like, damn, rejection wound like coming in hot. But they would be getting in the way of my like takeout fried green beans and my Pamela Anderson documentary that I've been needing to finish. So thank God that I didn't get approached by any man.
Guys, you could not pay me money to watch a Pamela Anderson documentary. You simply could not do it. But yeah, this is what happens, guys. Girls get to this particular age and they're like, wait a minute, why aren't dudes approaching me? And she says like, oh, I always knew my man wasn't in Oklahoma. You can, if you're an semi-attractive woman, hell, I take that back. If you're a woman, you can find a man literally anywhere. And, you know, so these girls who are like perpetually single or they still don't have a man, it is a gigantic red flag. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Hadan for putting together today's video for us to enjoy. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the pinned comment, guys, so make sure that you go and subscribe, show him some love, and as always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's episode, and also to say a little bit to Fiend Gang. So if this is something that interests you, you want to be a content creator, make sure you check out the link in the video description. It's going to be somewhere near the top. There's one for a creator application, and then also if you're someone who makes music, if you make beats, we're also looking for someone who can make beats for the channel as well. So if either of these interest you, make sure that you check them out. And as always, guys, just again, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you in the next one for real this time. Peace.